with our new host, Inspector Rene.
Hello, Soufriere. I am Inspector Rene. On Police Forum, we will explore important topics on community policing and safety. I'm here to answer your questions and work with you to make our community a safer place.
Every Friday at 10 a.m., tune in to 88.5 Soufriere FM for an informative and educational hour with Inspector Rene.
Your concerns matter. Let's discuss how we can collaboratively enhance the safety and well-being of our town.
Police Forum with Inspector Rene, bringing you the information and answers you need. That's every Friday at 10 a.m. on 88.5 Soufriere FM. 88.5 Soufriere FM, your voice, your lights.
A wonderful good morning, everyone. Welcome once again to Police Forum. I am your host, Inspector Rene. Let me, before I start, first apologize for the long delay of the return of Police Forum. For a while now, we have not been hosting the show, and that was primarily due to a number of issues. But we are back here, and we are back and bigger than ever. The Police Forum, the most informative, most educational police show on this island. I know there are a few others trying to compete with us, but I could tell you they cannot match the energy, they cannot match the content being displayed and being discussed at this show. This show is one that is designed to educate and sensitize the members of the public, especially the Soufriere public, on police-related matters, anything that will impact and affect the residents and people of Soufriere. So that is why this show must continue, irrespective of the circumstances, irrespective of the workload. It is my job to ensure that this show continues. So I am back here today. Before I start, I'd like to say my regular shout out to the persons who continuously support Police Forum. Firstly, let me say that this show is being proudly sponsored by Galbart Seafood Shack, which is located on Cemetery Road, near Soufriere, where you could get all your fantastic seafood on a Friday. So you could head to Galban and get your bean cream sauce, your grilled lambi, your snapper meals, your local juice, supported by all the refreshments that you need, the bears and everything you need. You could get your lobster, your crayfish, your fish guts, a number of delicacies that you would not traditionally get anywhere else. So the spot today is Galba Seafood Shack. Head down there, guys. And I could tell you, place your order early, or else you will be left out and you will not be able to get, those delicious meals that everybody looks forward to on a Friday. So good morning and big up to Galba Seafood Shack, proud sponsor of Police and our only and first sponsor of Police Forum. So, I ask the other business places here that if you want to get that kind of shout out, happily sponsor the Police Forum show, and then you will get that advertisement, you will get that promotion, you will get the support from our show. Let me big up my staff at the Soufriere Police Station. Without that team, I would not be able to do the kind of work that we do in Soufriere. And let me say good morning to Sergeant Smith, Corporal Anthony, Corporal Fauché, Corporal Octave, Corporal Isidore and team. Thank you for the fantastic work that you have done. And my secretary, Miss Laporte, a wonderful good morning to you. And even more importantly, my cleaner, Mr. Alce, aka in charge, who on a daily basis keep the environment clean so that the police station looks, appealing and inviting to members of the public. Let me say good morning to Shodal Police Station, Sergeant Sonny, who's leading the team there, and Corporal Flavius, Corporal Pascal, Corporal Louis and team. Let me say a fantastic good morning to you guys. Continue doing the fantastic work, continue ensuring that the members of the public have the highest level of confidence in the police, and that your job is one that is conducted professionally and at the highest standard. Let me say good morning to the executive of the RSLPF, the Commissioner of Police and his team. Let me thank you for the support that you continue to provide to the Soufriere and Chocolat Police Station and support for this show, the Police Forum. Let me say good morning to you. Good morning to my waterfront crew, the Soufriere Taxi Association, SRDF, SMMA, Rubis Gas Station, Criselda and team, Banker St. Lucia, Miss Martina Donnelly and crew, the staff of the Inland Revenue Department, NIC, And my guys on the block, Dennis and Mr. Riviere and Mr. Gustav and Grandma Zone, let me say a fantastic good morning to you. And once again, thanks for the support and always encouraging and giving me your ideas on what you believe should be addressed, how they should be addressed, and what we need to pay attention to. And thanks for the criticism, because criticism builds character, and it helps you now be able to, accept your faults and then look at how you could enhance and develop that. Let me just highlight that a few announcements. One, today is the hosting of the CSS road race, the road relay. So today you may get a little bit of inconvenience in the traffic on the road because they are hosting their road race. So I'm asking all drivers to be careful while riding. The children will be on the road to slow down a bit and take some time to encourage and cheer the children on while they are doing, their part. So I'm asking everybody to just be careful and support, the traffic. You may get delayed, through the traffic, but let me just ask you to be a bit patient and support the kids. Also, let me thank the people of Barron's Drive, those who came out in support of our activity last Friday, which is the Soufriere Police Community Day, which was a collaborative effort between the Soufriere Police Station and the youth officer, Ms. Alima Gonzalez of the Ministry of Youth and Sport. I think it was an excellent exercise. I think it was one where there was interaction between the members of the public and the police, who highlight some of the concerns, highlight some of the areas that they wanted, us to fix, some of the stuff they did not like. And I think that has worked wonders in building a positive relationship between the police and the public. So let me thank the members of Barron's Drive. We are looking forward to doing that again in the not too distant future. We are looking at the other communities. We are looking at Palmis. We are looking at Fort Saint-Jacques. We are looking at Fort Jean-Libre. We are looking at Bouton, where we could spend a day with you guys and just hear your concerns, hear some of the matters that, you want to address, what you are happy with and what you are not happy as it relates to the police and the approach to our policing strategy. So let me thank each and everyone, those who supported. Let me thank Aquinas for the support that he provided during this activity. He has always played a leadership role in that community, and I ask him to continue doing that, because without people like him, we will not have the kind of peace and calm that we are experiencing, and we need to continue to encourage every other resident to support, peace and tranquility within our community, because Soufriere, as we say, is the breadbasket of this country. Soufriere is the tourism mecca of this country. And what we need to do and encourage is to have the tourists to come down in all the communities, that they should not be afraid to walk and, go to, the different communities where they experience the true Caribbean experience, the true St. Lucian experience, where they could eat, drink, interact without fear of them being robbed or they're being involved in any kind of violence. So I ask the community leaders to take control of your communities and work with the police so that we can continue to have a peaceful, enjoyable environment, that of Soufriere. So without any further ado, Police Forum is back today because, we have a very exciting activity on this weekend. It's a long weekend, and I know that everybody's looking out for the biggest activity that they could enjoy, and celebrate. And today this weekend, we have one of the headline acts for Soufriere, which is one that everybody I know, not just in Soufriere, but throughout St. Lucia, look forward to. One of the biggest activity on this island. And, it's amazing how Soufriere has been able to bring about and develop and, coordinate some of the biggest events and shows, entertainment vibes in this country. And I think I'm beginning to ask, is it because the people behind it, or is it because the vibe in Soufriere? I'm just trying to understand. But we have become the premier, liming spot on this island. And today I have two fantastic guests with me. I have two staff of Hotel Chocolat who are going to take the time out to introduce themselves. I will not be the one doing the introduction. I have two persons and I don't think they are strangers to Soufrierians. Guys, could you go ahead and introduce yourself? Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thanks for having us on, Inspector. My name is Malcolm, the events coordinator from Hotel Chocolat.
Hi, Soufriere. I am Francine, and I'm Malcolm's assistant, but I'm originally from Castries, so I work at Point Surfing, the store manager there.
Oh, wow.
I'm assisting this weekend, and we're happy to host the show.
All right, well, great. Welcome to Police Forum. So today our show will be focused on Zouk En Blanc, the premier, all-white event in St. Lucia. Trust me, no boast about that. There is no other all-white event in this island that beats Zouk En Blanc. So let me big up Chocolat and let me big up Malcolm and his team for putting together. I have been, at the event, and I could tell you it's a real vibe. It's a real entertaining, experience. And unfortunately, I will not be entertaining this vibe this year because, the thing with Malcolm and his team, they said they always want the best, no matter what. They want the best. So for security, they said, Inspector, you have to be there. So that just says that maybe, just maybe, I am one of the best. I'm not, tapping myself on the shoulder, but just saying, So Malcolm, tell us a little bit about Zouk En Blanc and the conceptualization. How did it grow into, this big activity that it is today that, from what I've realized, it's totally sold out.
Yes.
Totally sold out, and that we are expecting people from all across the island to be at that event. So tell us a little bit about the history of Zouk En Blanc, the vibe around it. How did it get to where it is today?
Well, I believe the event started a little before I came to Hotel Chocolat.
Okay, great.
But then since I've tried as much as possible, because in terms of marketing, to give it some more exposure, and then it has catapulted to what it is right now. One of the downfalls of that is that we cannot, because of the size of the venue, we cannot accommodate the demand that is right. And I know a lot of people are probably disappointed in not being able to attend. But one thing that we prioritize is the safety and security of our guests. So we don't want to be a situation where we're just thinking about the monies and just pack it in and stuff. We want people to be comfortable. It will be a nice crowd, but not too packed, you understand? And for safety reasons, we have to keep the numbers manageable, even as when it extends to the traffic management of it, because the more persons that you encourage to come to the event, the more traffic you get, and then it's just a overall bad experience going through that kind of thing. So hence why we're here today to more or less focus on the security and traffic plan, because we recognize from the last event that we had, which was Lumina, probably there was a little bit of mishaps in the traffic, the way it was managed, and we do not want a repeat of that. But we could have a plan, and it doesn't make sense for us to know the plan and the plan. And yes. So this is why we're on the radio here, to disseminate the information so persons know what the strategy is, so that the experience coming into the event, at the event, and after the event is enjoyable.
Yeah, so excellent. And the focus of this show today, because I'm sure people will be asking, why is Malcolm and Francine on Police Forum, which is supposed to be a police show, and is the police giving free marketing to, Zouk En Blanc Chocolat? No, guys, this is not what we are here for. We are here basically to discuss the traffic and security plan for the activity. We are looking at how we could make the atmosphere conducive for everyone, not just the persons who would be attending, but also the residents of the place. Let them understand what the security arrangements, what are the traffic management plans in place for them, so that they now can, understand. And when now they come across a police officer directing them, they would know beforehand what exactly is happening, and that would not slow down the traffic, because now the officer would have to try to explain where they should go and what they should do, what they should not do. And while that is happening, the traffic is backing up. So we want everybody to be, educated and sensitized onto what exactly the plan is and how we intend to address it, and what accommodations have been made for each and every person on that day. Now, Zouk En Blanc is tomorrow, the big day, and it's starting from 7 p.m., right? 7 p.m. until so Francine, I know the event, we'll do a little, before we go into the core of the discussions, we'll still do a little promotion marketing as to who are the headline acts and what people can expect at Zouk En Blanc, because I know this year they have been a little change to the whole setup, and you'll have made a little grander, but with the intention of enhancing the quality of the show. So give us a little on that.
Okay, so Zouk En Blanc is an all-white event.
Yes.
So we're hoping to bring that Zouk flavor in. We're hoping to bring that. It's the start of our Junior Creole season soon.
Yes.
So this is our premiere. Premiere into that. So we're hoping to bring the vibes because with us we always have that vibe. We have Ola Tunje from Trinidad.
Wow.
So he will be our headliner. He is excited. He's already at the hotel.
Yes.
And we will be taking him around just to get a feel of Soufriere as well. So we have him there we have our local artists coming in as well. We have our DYP.
Yes.
We have DYP. You know how good he is.
Yes,
he
DYP.
gets the show going. So he would be there with us as well. We have our
Salon,
and we have our HP different
Our
DJs.
Soufriere's very own DJ
Yes.
Shocking.
Different,
we'll be
yes.
there.
How long has Shocking been DJing? Literally, I was a little boy, and you were the DJ
Yes,
Shocking back in the days of Sulphur Club, and then
Right.
so Shocking has been around. So then that will give you that is somebody who has the experience in the traditional music that we all grew up, the cassava, and all the Creole music, and all the Haitian music. I call them again the I'm just trying to remember the name now. Compa music, yes. So it will be, a real mix up of flavor, and then we have to learn someone who now is more contemporary and but knows how to get to the young people and how to keep them hype, but also with a good balance with the older folks. So I could say it will be an excellent vibe. I could see that.
Yeah, and we're also adding a VIP element to just elevate the experience for certain persons. So that is an added feature for the event. And with that in itself, there's other implications for the traffic, which I guess
So so for me, VIP Zouk En Blanc has always been a VIP kind of show. When you look at the standard, when you look at the target market, when you look at the people who normally come there, for me, it's it's always been a VIP vibe, and not that you targeting only high class people, but that the ordinary person who comes must conduct themselves in a way of class, right? So for you to tell me now you adding a VIP, I'm trying to understand what that entails, what that entails.
Well, sometimes you go to an event and you may not particularly, you like the ambience, you like the place, but you may not particularly want to be in the crowd itself. You probably have a few friends and you want to sit, chill, have a conversation, but just be in the vibe. That's option for you. And maybe you don't like going to the bar back and forth all the time, so you get that service and that kind of experience.
So that is two triple section.
That is
two triple section.
It is. If you want to be premium, want to be on top, that's the section for you.
The added advantage of your vehicle is
parking access.
So
there are advantages of it. So we're trying to bring that vibe to you, trying to bring that premium service.
Yes, I'm just teasing, guys. I'm just teasing. Let me say good morning to our listeners in the online, on the Facebook, on the live. Good morning to Thekla Rene, who is my sister, who is, my biggest fan. She said good morning, Inspector Rene. So good morning, everyone in diaspora. I know we have a big following in diaspora, people who listen all across the globe, from the UK to Canada to the United States to Belize to so many other areas. So it just shows how far reaching the information being shared today is. So the vibe is tomorrow, and we are looking at security for the event. The fact is, I will be at the event. I will be in charge of security at the event, and with a team of police officers supported by the security officers from Chocolat, who will and that is the privilege that the VIP people have, that you will have the police providing security for your vehicle, so that your vehicle is not broken into and your vehicle is not stolen. So that so we have a well-rounded team of officers, and we have gone out to not just to really mix the officers. We have persons who are tactically and SSU trained officers, so, and those guys will be responsible for those persons who have gotten a little too drunk and can't control them. Just joking, guys. But they will be there to ensure that there is no bad actor from outside coming in to really disrupt, or after you've enjoyed such a good vibe, for them to be coming in and then breaking into your cars and doing some nonsense, then just spoil your entire night after you've had a fantastic night, enjoying yourself, enjoying the ambience of the location, the music, the food, and then to go to your car and to realize that somebody broke into your car. So this is what the security will be doing. We also will be focusing on the smooth flow of traffic. And when people one thing with St. Lucian, we always late. And when we come, we want to get to the place as fast as possible because we don't want to miss anything. And the worst thing for an event of that nature is that you're stuck in traffic trying to navigate your way, and you could hear the music but you can't enjoy yourself. So our objective really is to ensure that the event flows properly, the traffic flows properly, and that vehicles are properly parked, that vehicles are properly parked, the traffic flows, the residents have access to and from their place without any major obstacle, and that when the event ends, that people can leave and traffic can flow. But what is even more important is for those persons without vehicles, Malcolm, I know you'll have made, before we go into detail of the plan, I know you'll have made special provision for shuttle service.
Yes.
Yeah, can you speak a little on that and what people should expect on the day?
So the venue, is a little distance from where the road where people will park. So what we've done, we have a holding area at the bottom. So you park alongside the highway or the main road.
Yeah.
And there's a holding tent where with a shuttle, which will take you directly into the venue. So we have that such a service available there for persons.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
whether you have your own vehicle, I don't think people will walk to
No,
that. So people will obviously get a ride to the general area, wherever they are dropped off or they park their vehicles, then we will shuttle you into.
Yes, fantastic. So there will be premium shuttle service, guys, shuttling you to the activity. So those persons who come with a nice little dun and the high heels, who don't want to walk too much, there will be a shuttle service. But now let's go into the detail of the traffic plan. And like you mentioned earlier, you've hosted previous activities and you have felt that the traffic flow was not good. And I think guys have gone all out to try to make it as comfortable for all parties involved, and that just speaks volume about the interest you have in not just the hosting the show, but ensuring that the comfort of the people, the patrons who are coming and living that activity, it shows that you are factoring every aspect. You are factoring everybody into the whole equation of hosting this event, because most people will think about, hey, getting my tickets sold, getting people to come, and don't care how they reach there, don't care the safety and security of their vehicle, and that's your business. But from all intent and purpose, there have been extensive discussion between your office and my office as to how we could make this, an even better event, even better experience for everyone involved. And that took a number of meetings, a number of discussions, and then a number of planning, a high level of planning to ensure that this happens. So for everyone who knows the Hotel Chocolat location, which is located at Rabot Choiseul, and for those of you who are not from Soufriere, Rabot Soufriere, sorry. For those of you who are not from Soufriere, Hotel Chocolat is located a few miles from Soufriere town. I would say approximately 3 miles from Soufriere town. And it's located not too far from the highway. So you will see the big Hotel Chocolat Rabot Estate sign if you're traveling from Soufriere town, on the left side of the road. And if you're coming from the direction of Choiseul, you thought it would be on the right side. So look out for that sign. And the good thing is, I think there are signs even before the actual junction leading. So then that would be your first indicator that, hey, you are close to the area. So when you leave Fondue Estate coming towards Soufriere, you would see that big in the middle of the corner there. That's your first indicator. And I think there's one below Ladera, if my memory serves me right. Yes, when you leave Teblon area, there's another one from the Sulphur Spring heading up, you would say. So that will be your cue that, hey, you are close to your venue. The other big landmark for you is Ladera Resort. Anybody who knows Ladera Resort, should know. So it's directly opposite. There's a little higher Ladera Resort area. So look out for that. So the main access to that area, and I think the hosting area for the show, although the entrance is along the highway, the hosting is like a quarter mile, I think, or a little less, so from the main road. So you would have to either drive or walk or be shuttled to that main area. So so the main entrance and that's on the VIP area, I know special provisions have been made. So persons and residents who are going to access the place will be able to drive in from the main road, because there will be a police officer at the intersection of the Soufriere Rabat High Road, directing anybody who wants to come in. So that officer will ask, do you have a VIP ticket? Are you a resident? And then now, if you are able to prove that, then you are now allowed to enter. From there, you could drive all the way to Project Chocolat, and the signs will be there. You will see the signs, and from there, you'll be able to park in the on compound, which is like just a few feet away from the host event. So you could, when you get there, you could get drunk. That's not for the driver, though. That's not for the driver. And then walk back to your car, and you don't have to stumble too much. So that is the advantage of being a VIP. You have access right in there to and from the Project Chocolat area. And there will be police officers and security personnel to secure that area, and that everything can move smoothly. However, for persons who are non-VIP, you have the options of one, parking along the high road, the Soufriere Rabat High Road, which is not too far from the main entrance, and then walk to the main gate, where you will be shuttled to the venue, and from there, after the event, you'll be shuttled back. So that is, I think, a very good way of showing appreciation and allowing persons to get easy access to the venue, while we control the flow of traffic, control the inconvenience, right, for persons. But the other big addition to that, because we are looking at security of your vehicles and ensuring that there is easy access, and but also the security of vehicles. So what we are looking at is, and the management of Hotel Chocolat have gone out and have had a discussion with the SRDF, where they've made available for parking, and for those persons who are not from Soufriere, the Sulphur Spring Park, right? So you now from there can drive into the Sulphur Spring Park from the highway. When you get there, there will be a security personnel who will guide you and arrange for parking for you, right? So you have your parking there, and from there, there will be a shuttle now who will drive you to Project Chocolat through the back road from Sulphur Springs. Right?
We're using the same, no,
we're using the same. Okay,
the same route. So the traffic is flowing in one direction.
Okay, good. Traffic will be flowing in one direction. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes. So you will have, and that parking area is an extremely large parking area that can accommodate quite a number of vehicles. And we know St. Lucians, one person comes with 2 vehicles to any event. So you have a high level of there'll be a high number of vehicles. But the important thing is the security of your property. So you will have shuttle to and from that, and I think that is big for persons coming to the activity, that you don't have to park your vehicle along the highway, and then somebody who's drunk run into your vehicle, or there is less security because the police will not be able to police the entire, stretch of road. Although we will have a cyclist on hand, and his job would be to ensure that there is regular patrol up and down the highway, ensure that vehicles are parked properly, that they're not parked dangerously, that persons who are using the highway are also kept in check. So that will be one of the highlights of that event. So yes, so that will be an important part of the event. So for those persons who wish to come early. It's important you come early because the reality about it is we can't guarantee everybody parking. We can't guarantee everybody parking, but we will try our best to accommodate as many as possible. And then, you have a shuttle service to and from your vehicle. So, those persons who are parked at the Sulphur Spring Beach Park, after you've consumed your food and your drink, you could just take a cool walk to the Sulphur Spring Park and have a nice sulphur bath. Huh? But, I think it's important that we thank the management of the SRDF for allowing that to happen because, it will put some pressure on them, because, albeit that there'll be a police officer there and security personnel there, but persons who now, it will create an environment where you have more people who at that location when normally you would not have. So your security will have a cool little night normally, but on that day, he or she will have to make sure that he's on P's and Q's because there will be an influx of people there and then some of them who may be on, may want to bathe, so they have to pay. And guys, if you want to pay, if you want to bathe, you have to pay your money.
You gotta go with the white outfit. Huh?
Yeah, and don't go with your white outfit and don't go and bathe and then come back, put back the white outfit. So if you know you want to bathe, come for a change of clothes, so then when you leave the Sulphur Spring Park, you could just jump into whatever clothes you want to wear and head home, But yeah, so this is the plan for the activity. It is one where I think all the arrangements have been made to accommodate the patrons, accommodate, the people in that area. And I want to thank the team from Project Chocolat for, having dialogue with my office because as the police inspector, it's also my responsibility that the residents of the community, the people from the community, are serviced and serviced properly. And, what you don't want is for them to be dissatisfied and then come out with a statement that, hey, you're helping people make money and you're forgetting the locals and, that kind of vibe. So our role and our primary focus is that of collaboration and that of, working collaboratively with all stakeholders, be it the residents, be it the business community, so those are some of the kind of things we encourage because as the inspector in charge of Soufriere, one of my biggest, one of the things I look forward to is that everybody benefits, and to create an atmosphere and environment where there is inclusivity, where everybody benefits. And event promotion is something that benefits the community so much that if you look at it from a macro perspective, so many persons benefit from economically from such event. And Malcolm being a promoter with can tell you about how when an activity is being advertised, it stimulates economic activity within the community. Albeit it puts pressure on my team as a police department because whenever there's activity, there's the risk. There's the risk of something happening, and most people tell you they don't want additional work. But for me, I don't see it that way. I see it as something where the community benefits. So the nail tech person will benefit. The hairstylist will benefit. The taxi drivers will benefit. The Airbnb persons will benefit. The food vendors and caterers will benefit. The stores, the barber shops, the shoes, the clothing stores. Yeah. So many persons benefit, directly or indirectly. Farmers, fishermen benefit directly from those activities. So that is why, as the inspector, I preach to the young people of our community that we should always try to keep Soufriere pristine and crime-free because people come to Soufriere because they believe it's one of the safer communities. And we saw what happened in Dennery, we saw what happened in Vieux Fort, and we've seen what has happened in Castries. If you go to Castries by 6 p.m., Castries is a ghost town. If you go to Beaufort by 6, it's a ghost town because people want to just go do what they have to do and get out of there. There is no liming and chilling and relaxing. And then the restaurant owners, the bar owners suffer because of that, because, you know, there is, yeah. So it is important that we as a community, you know, encourage the young people, the young ones, because they're young, they're naive. They believe they're so socialized into the TV and music video that they believe that's the it thing, right? And they don't see the big picture. So then now they want to follow trends from Trinidad and from this and from that, and, you know, believe that, hey, that's the it thing. But if they understand how it benefits and how their action impacts their family, because a lot of them, the parents work in the hospitality sector. A lot of them work at the hotel, you know, and that is the money that feed you in the house. So when you know, as an individual, do something to create insecurity within the community, your mother's bread will be, you know, on the breadline because you know, chasing the persons who would spend the money away. Yeah. You know, I see Jason Alton though is saying, Officer Rene, pleasant good morning, Mr. Optimum Events. What good, sir? He said he needs a VVIP pass. Okay, so he can be the next flight out tomorrow. Wow. Jason, come on. Yeah, I don't know where he's coming from, but from what I'm told, all tickets are sold out.
No, if he flies in tomorrow, he could come in.
Yeah, wow. So Jason, start doing your thing, man. Book that flight, you know. Yeah. So so it's important that, you know, there is that kind of community police business relationship where everybody work together, everybody benefits. And we're in October. We're in the start of the cruise season, and this year from the schedule I've seen, we're expecting a bumper cruise season in Soufriere. And what I want to see, and I can tell you as a police officer who have worked in different parts of the island in Northern, I'm so happy with the level of tourist interaction I see in Soufriere, where when the cruise ship personnel come, when the tours come, whether it's land or sea tours, come to experience Soufriere, they don't experience Soufriere town. I don't see them walking around and going to the restaurants and going to the bars and get off the cruise ship, they get on the jetty, they get on that bus or that taxi, they go Sulphur Springs, they go Chocolat if it's, you know, they go to chocolate making, they go to the different sites and they go back to the bus and then back. And I believe that is not good enough. I don't believe that, and I believe the reason they're not is because they've been briefed prior.
Yes, they do. On the ship, they do brief them.
They brief them because they, you know, one suffer, and I don't know how we're gonna deal with it, the harassment, right? The harassment,
solicitation.
That, you know. So because of that, the tour operators, you know, agents tell them, hey, try to avoid this and try to avoid that, and we the locals, I don't think is benefiting enough. So the Cheapers and the Roots and the Stone Yard and the, you know, different restaurants where you want should be filled. Should be filled, you know. Because I tell people on a daily basis, but the cruise season, if Castries have 5 cruise ships, Soufriere have 5 cruise ships, because 90% of the cruise passengers get off that ship comes to Soufriere. So we need to find a way where you could tap into that, you know, and maximize how we could let that tourism dollar stay in Soufriere, you know. So that is why I encourage activities like, you know, Hotel Chocolat and Zouk En Blanc, and which one the one you had last time? You had Lumina and all the other activities that you guys. And which is different from most of the other hotels in Soufriere.
Right. So we have a venue, we have the space.
Yeah.
Because it's not at the hotel itself. We have Project Chocolat, which is an event venue, basically. Well, mostly on a daily basis, we do the tours, but we can do the events. So speaking about events, we have some upcoming ones I could just mention.
Yeah, you could mention that.
So we're in the month of October, which is Creole month. So we want to be part of our tradition, and we're doing Creole Vadidi on the 24th of October. It's Friday. Creole Vadidi is a Friday afternoon lime. So we'll be changing the menu at Project Chocolat. We'll be featuring mostly, the Creole food.
Wow.
And we will have entertainment also. So lunch, your Creole lunch, you can get your Creole lunch on the 24th at Chocolat from 1 p.m. But we do have entertainment starting from 3 p.m. So we have Avot service, we have DJ Romanas playing the Creole music. We have a group out of Vieux called the Atomic Unit, and we also have the Forceja quadrille group. So and this event is free, so you don't have to pay to come to this event. You could just come with your family, friends, whatever, and have a Creole after work line on the 24th of October. And after that, in November, we have our Island Gold, which is a country old school party. And we have a nice headliner for that event. So I'll let the cat out of the bag.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there's now, so we need to begin having discussions with Events and Lucia, the CDF, because I believe that they need to begin to give you all more sponsorship and support, because y'all are really, because this year Soufriere don't have Creole, and then I'm sure Soufrierians will be looking for some place to go.
So it's not Creole Day. I mean, you can still go out with your family on the Sunday, but it's a Friday.
Yes.
After or on your lunch break, just come to Project Chocolat and we'll have lunch, and it's going on till 11 p.m. So the activity starts at 1, the Creole lunch and all the nice Creole dishes that you normally get, and then we go into the nighttime until 11 p.m. So it's a nice after work line with a Creole theme on the Friday, the 24th. Yeah.
Okay.
And just let me just say, the last event that we're having is the Zouk En Blanc, which is our All Year's night party. And this year, for the first time, we will be having fireworks. Normally, we do the balloon drop, but this year we have the fireworks display. So you could plan from now for coming to Hotel Chocolat to celebrate that.
So list of activities for the rest of the year.
Good. Yeah. Your sister is saying hello from Germany. She said she's watching live.
Okay.
Hello,
Vicky.
So again, guys, everyone, come support the activity. Well, what can I say? Because it's sold out already. So I know everybody will be there. So let me compliment you guys for such an excellent job.
Let me just add, and people, please get your tickets early when we have the activities, because the last minute, we get bombarded with calls, and then there's really nothing we can do, because we have to stick to strict requirements in terms of capacity and stuff like that, and we will not compromise on safety. Just for monetary benefit. You understand? Safety comes first, and that's the main focus.
Nothing spoils a good event than some nonsense that happened because there was not enough sufficient security, and then your activity gets a bad reputation because of one incident. So I think it's important that you'll stick to that standard, and that's what I like, that Chocolat maintain that standard every year. I think they raise the bar as it relates to the hosting of that event. One question: what's the support from the other hotels as relates to that activity? Do we have the hotels supporting in terms of sending the guests there? And
the guests do. The thing about it, and it is really to do with the capacity to. I mean, a guest come here a week, sometimes to spend a week during the time, so you cannot market it a month to the guests, that. So, and within that week, it's already sold out. It's difficult,
because like I said, my observation is, Hotel Chocolat is the only hotel that hosts such events where they host those kind of events that really bring the locals in and have them enjoy the space. So what I want to see for Soufriere, as a Soufriere myself, is that there is an avenue where the hotels, the guests at the hotel don't just come to stay at the hotel, that they come and enjoy a true St. Lucian experience, which is an event, a street vibe, a party, something that they could say, I had fun in St. Lucian.
We do get some tourists, guests and stuff, but then that's the whole point of having the events, is to have an authentic local entertainment scene that foreigners can enjoy also. You understand? So it's not nothing like curated, like just a tourist kind of event. It's really authentic. It's a real traditional activity, and then they can get a sense of experience.
Experiencing Zouk music in St. Lucia. You know how St. Lucians done Zouk music. You know, and I think that is worth more than even all the marketing we're doing. Just the experience, somebody going out there and having that real St. Lucian experience and then posting that on social media. I had the best time in St. Lucia because of Zouk En Blanc, because of this, you know, and you know, everybody else reading that would want to experience that. So I think, we need to, as a community, find ways to take them out of the hotel, bring them to and experience the true, authentic Soufriere. So let me commend you on that. Like you said, it's a challenge.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
On how you could market it so that, you know, persons who book. I don't know how you're going to do that.
It's very difficult.
Yeah, you know, but it's something maybe you could discuss with the hotels. Maybe when they're marketing, they could say, hey, one of the premier events is Zouk En Blanc. You could book that as part of your package for the hotel. You know, so
and we do market it on our website and the events, the upcoming events and stuff like that. So persons planning to come at that time can probably be aware of it. And then there's the online option of purchasing tickets, which gives worldwide access to getting a ticket. So you don't have to be on island to get your ticket. So there's things in place that can make it work.
All right. So you see, you need to come on my show more often to speak about those things, because I'm sure there are persons who are planning to travel to St. Lucia this weekend, and you know they want a vibe, and they would not have known that they could have bought a ticket before, you know. So had they known that, maybe they would have booked a ticket and then purchase a ticket and then again, let me commend you on the traffic plan, the security people. Let me encourage everyone who's coming there to come and have a fantastic time. Come enjoy yourself. As Malcolm said, as Francine said, this is a premium event. Whether or not you are a VIP, you are looked at as a VIP, and the VIP people must carry VIP standards, you know. So if you're gonna come there, come enjoy yourself. Come, you know, not because somebody step on your toe while you're dancing that you should get upset and that you should want to fight. You know, you should not walk with any weapons, because the officers will be there to check on those things, guys. We'll have a heavy team of officers there who will be doing what they're supposed to do, keeping the person who can enjoy themselves happy and safe. That is what the objective will be. And if anybody believes that they want to disrupt the activity, they will be ejected from the ground. So we are employing each and every person to come out, come have a fantastic time, come enjoy yourself, you know, but do it in a peaceful, fun, exciting way. The traffic management plan, things happen while, you know, on the ground. Things may not always flow how you want, but we're asking everybody to be patient. The officers will be briefed on what they should not do, you know, and how to direct you. And that we will still try to see how best we could accommodate each and every person. But things may not always work the way, you know, we plan, you know. So that's why you have to be dynamic. You have to be able to be flexible sometimes, you know. So we ask anybody who may encounter any little mishap that be patient with us. We will try to do our best to give you the highest standard. We have approached that time, Malcolm.
Yes.
Any last few words that you want to, you know?
Well, I just want to thank you for having us on your program so that we could disseminate this information. I just want to repeat that the option of parking at Sulphur Springs is available. So persons I know sometimes don't feel comfortable navigating the narrow road in Rabot, or probably don't want to park on the highway. There is that option. So you could explore that, and then you'll be shuttled to and from Sulphur Springs.
Fantastic. Francine, thank you for coming to Police, being not Police Forum. I hope this will not be the last time. So any last word from your end?
Yeah, so I'm going to do it from a marketing standpoint. So we're looking forward for everybody to come out tomorrow. We're excited. Ola Tunji is excited. And we know our local artists are excited as well. We're looking forward to bring that Zouk flavor back in. We're looking to have some good fun, some clean fun, and so we're just looking at finding to have some good vibes. So we're hoping that everybody comes out, come early, come enjoy yourself, and be safe. Thank you, Soufriere.
All right, guys. Thank you for having me on Police Forum. Let me once again say a special good morning to Galba Food Shack, our sponsor for this show. if you want your premium seafood today, guys, head down to Galba. It's already 11 o'clock, and I could tell you the orders are coming fast and furious. If you want to taste, that authentic, real, authentic Soufriere seafood, your grilled lambi, your labine cream sauce, your crayfish, your I think the lobster season is open, so we may have lobsters, crayfish, fish guts. Guys, head down to Galba, Vochak, and order your meal. Again, you could enjoy some fresh local drinks, which are always icy cold, plus, you could have a beer or two, I'm not asking to get drunk during lunch, but you could have a beer at least one, So, guys, thank you for coming. Thank you for being on Police Forum. Thank you for all our listeners, both, locally on the live. Thank you for joining Police Forum. Thank you for everyone in Soufriere for continuing to support the Soufriere Police Station, for the excellent work and excellent relationship that we continue to have. As indicated, or I've always indicated that the police is the community and the community is the police, whereas the police force is just an agency task with the responsibility of enforcing it. But every single person is a police officer within his or own right to keep the community safe. So if you see something, you hear something, you know something that you believe will create some level of insecurity, don't hesitate to call my office at the Soufriere Police Station, 456-3620. You could contact me directly on my cell phone. I make my cell phone number available, guys. Don't call me crazy times unless it's an emergency. But you could call me on 485-9062. You could also share information anonymously via the police tip line at the police. It's a free call, 555. You could call and provide information, something that you have seen, something that you believe need urgent police intervention, and it does not replace the 999 and 911 emergency line, where if you have an accident, you have a fire, you could call that. But if there's a law enforcement breach, firearm, drugs, child safety, child abandonment, a violent crime is happening, you could call that, and then I could ensure you that a police response will be provided. And that is not just for Soufriere, but anywhere on the island. We also have the crime tip line app, where it's available via iOS and Android devices. You could download it, and then you could share information just like you share it via WhatsApp. It will be received anonymously. No personal information will be captured, and the police now will action that information. So you could call the 555 tip line, or you could message via the police tip line app, and share your information. We continue to work collaboratively and look forward to an exciting weekend. Let us all remain safe. Road users, let's try our best to avoid any major accidents, and for us all to remain safe. Have a fantastic weekend and have a fantastic week ahead. Thank you very much, and join us hopefully next week for another Police Forum, the most informative and educational police show. I am your host, Inspector Kimroy Rene, saying good day. Have a good weekend. Bye.
Soufriere, get ready for an essential discussion on community safety. We are pleased to announce the return of Police Forum on 88.5 Soufriere FM. Join us for a 1-hour calling show with our new host, Inspector Rene.
Hello, Soufriere. I am Inspector Rene. On Police Forum, we will explore important topics on community policing and safety. I'm here to answer your questions and work with you to make our community a safer place.
Every Friday at 10 a.m., tune in to 88.5 Soufriere FM for an informative and educational hour with Inspector Rene.
Your concerns matter.